pole position, Logan Cunnison and Dominic Doyle running out the front row.
And then on row number 2, you have Avery Dreyer, a huge turnaround for him this morning with our double race winner, Matthew Chapin, alongside him.
Yeah, and then Chris Parrish, Seth Daum, and Ryan Wolf.
Back on row 4, you've got Chase Brown, Caleb DeCaro, and Sean Unvarsky.
Then we got Isaac Woodworth, Trustin Morrison, and Andrew Wade.
Row number 6, Romeo Chiavina, Joseph Bittner, and Zachary Foster.
Then we got Tyler Duffy, Dean and Joe Capito.
Row 8, we've got Rodney Vest, Stephen Smith. Down there, row number 9, you've got Edwin Cosme, Elisa, and Gino Angela down on row number 9. Row 10, Bear Stevenson, you've got Jack right alongside him, and you've got in the 31st position, Mike Boyce. Lights are out and we are racing. Race number 3 here for this championship season. Matthew Chapin coming from the second row. Great start.
Yeah, great start from
here in Twins Cup. Dominic Doyle holding strong there on second. Matthew Chapin, though, being able to get himself off of that second row and at the tail end of Dominic. We'll see what he can do with it now. You can see right behind him that number 111, Seth Dahmer. If you remember at the end of that second qualifying session, he had to pull into pit lane early with suspension issues.
One thing that's helping him out, look at this battle right here. These guys passing each other down into turn 5. That is going to slow this pack up a little bit.
And Avery Dreyer makes the move around Dominic Doyle, but Dominic Doyle says, nope, I'm going to go on the inside. This is going to be a great battle. Michael?
Yeah, just watching on here as you are as well, commenting some of the things that I was also thinking about Alessandro De Mario. This is so impressive, coming from a prototype machine with a lot less horsepower to jump onto the Twins bike and just dominate in this category as well, as we now see Dreyer and Dominic Doyle going wheel to wheel. This is impressive from Dreyer. But Roger, we were talking this morning about Dominic Doyle. He wasn't on track. For me, this is also as equally impressive.
Podium contention as well. Right now he's looking to see if he can get around Dominic Doyle.
Yeah, Chris Parrish there down or mechanical. That's unfortunate for Chris, the first Twins Cup champion.
First Twins Cup champion. He had qualified well. It was back on row 3 inside of the top 10. So heartbreak for him, but this battle up towards the front, this one continues on.
And Avery Dreyer there in seconds, kind of starting to pull away a little bit from that pack right behind him.
If you remember, we talked to him during qualifying, and even though he was able to improve off of his qualifying time from yesterday, he still felt like he was making some mistakes, and there was certainly...
Dominic Doyle, and Dominic's going to fight right back into the last corner.
Fighting back, did not spot.
You can just see right on the... You know, they just went for the same spot. It looks like, you know, for Levy, who's on the outside. And, you know, it's going to be under review now from race control. Here's a good shot. Obviously, Dominic Doyle there trying to get that spot back. Just two guys going at it.
2 other riders that were down as well. So we have a rider down. Couldn't see that number. See how quickly corner worker is there to assist. Looks like that might have been number 100. Maybe it's Jace Askew. The battle continuing. Their race control has ruled on that incident involving Levy Batty and Dominic Doyle. Remember, they were taking a further look at that, and they have deemed no action will be taken. But you watch this, and he finally made it count. And
Logan Cunnison now, a couple guys in front of him, crashed out or retired. Now he's caught Matthew Chapin there for that last podium spot.
These two have really gone back and forth. Remember, Matthew Chapin had that great start. Logan Cunnison, you know, set lap 2, lap 3, was able to put himself up a little bit higher, but now we can see.
Almost got into the back of Matt here a little bit. A little different line. You see him, one of them, you know, goes in low and drifts up in the middle of the corner. Next passing zone will be up over this rise down on the brakes down into turn 5. If Logan is able to get a good run through here.
Chapin and Logan Cunnison. This one couldn't be any closer as Logan looks to the inside.
See there, Matt's bike got a little out of shape as he goes up over the curb. That's the risk you take when you jump over the curb. You can get a little bit out of shape.
The mentality that he has, he's saving it all for when it mattered.
Yeah, right now Logan also just can't make the break. Every time he's able to pass Matthew Chapin, he's able to make it right back.
A gap that was once 2.5 seconds. Avery Dreyer looks to the inside. He makes the move on Alessandro DeMario for the very first time in this race. Is DeMario not going to lead the lap? White flag now flies. This is the final opportunity. If Avery Dreyer is going to get his first win of this season, it's going to come on this last lap in this battle for the final spot on the podium. It's not nearly over yet either as Matthew Chapin comes back with Logan Cunnison. We'll see which one of them can end up on the podium. Alessandro DeMario making that move around Avery Dreyer. He doesn't want to give up this one.
And this is a passing spot right here on the brakes down into turn 5. Avery's able to make it, but does he run wide? Alessandro is going to try to cut it back under him and get a run out.
And Avery says, nope, I don't think so. Talk about a comeback for Avery Dreyer. So disappointed when he left that first session of qualifying. Yesterday they had the incident and they were still trying to get the bike back to where they needed it to be after the incident that they had in practice, and he was sore. He talked about it this morning in qualifying, how sore his body was physically. It was a pretty big off. The team worked so hard to get that bike put back together and out on the grid for qualifying this morning and then ultimately for the race this afternoon. Avery right now, Roger, showing no sign of physical fatigue.
Yeah, and right through here, he just needs to stay toward the inside on this long right-hander. Do not give Alessandro a place to pass. Alessandro's not close enough. Avery just needs to keep it clean out of these last 2 corners, and he has it.
Alessandro DeMario with that #1 plate. He was looking forward to coming back here to Barber Motorsports Park this weekend, but with the checkered flag out, the win is going to go to Avery Dreyer, able to take the victory there with 1 lap to go. Who's going to be the final rider on the podium? It's going to be a drag race to the stripe. 3rd place is going to go to Matthew Chapin, with Logan Cunnison having to settle for 4th.
Man, what a great story for Avery. I mean, we all know what all been through for the last year. They rented the bike from Team Hammer just to get here. Very first practice, first lap, has a huge crash, and then able to come back and rebound today and win that race.
I loved that look that we saw as well with Alessandro DeMario coming by. He gave Avery Dreyer the thumbs up, shook his head, couldn't believe it himself. He had no pressure through the first 12 laps of this 14-lap race, but look what he was able to accomplish. And you know, it's a good point stay again for Sean Unvarsky. We talked a lot about him back at Daytona as well. Get a pair of 4th place finishes. You don't see Dominic Doyle. He was up towards the top in the championship points, having to retire here from this race today.